Good day to you all. My name is Pascal Borel and I'm talking to you from the Swiss mountains today. I want to do a quick video on request of the community of people that are following what I'm doing on just a kind of very brief mapping of my life and where is my motivation coming from, where is the knowledge that I have coming from, how do I study, how do I gather the information and so forth. So a quick recap is I have a scientific background in education in the sense that my father is a professor in medicine. My grandfather was a professor also in Latin, Greek. My grandmothers went to university. In long story short, I was born in a world where I had full access to all the global knowledge that human beings had at the time. And for me, it gave me the impression that we were in a world which is basically built. We know everything. We have an answer to each and every question. And, it was a world populated with certitude all over on each and every subject. And therefore, at the age of about 14, I realized that when I was going to start working, I would be working 60, 70 hours a week like my father, like the rest of the family, the examples that I had before my eyes. And I just thought to myself at the age of 14 that I had to basically party as much as I could and do what teenagers are doing up to as late as possible in order to enjoy life, basically. And this is what I did. And I became a kind of maverick, if I could call myself this way, because I would dismiss completely and not go to any courses on subjects that were not quite interesting to me, when I was basically focusing a lot on the things that I liked and studying them much more than what was requested at school, let's face it. So that was basically biology, geography, economics, mathematics, physics, all the things that were contributing to my knowledge and what I wanted to know in order to be able then to play with the setting that was at my disposal, i.e. all the infrastructures in order to create companies and to be an entrepreneur, which I think I am. So here we go. So basically, I just went full blast at some stage, building up my first companies at the age of about 22, 23, 24. I created my first company in the domain of the analysis of the performances of financial markets and more specifically of the fund managers managing funds. And I'm at the origin with my partners at the time of the Micropole Awards that were awarding the best managers in Switzerland, the Victoire des SICAV in France, and voila. So that's where I'm coming from. The thing is, sport has played a huge role in my life as well, because I love endurance sport. I do a lot of mountaineering, of course, being based here in Switzerland. I participated to many different races, local, Swiss and international races in skiing, ski touring, we call it ski alpinism. And I'm cycling between, 10 and 15,000 kilometers a year. Namely, last year, for instance, I went from the Swiss Alps to almost Sicily in November, only sleeping 3 days in a hotel. The rest of the time I was sleeping outside in tents under the rain, and I like that kind of activities. I think it builds me up. It also forces me to focus on one goal at a time. So that was extremely important for me. Now, I created this company called Ethics. That's a few years ago. And the idea of the company was truly to give a marketing advantage to those companies which are following ethical rules and which, even more than that, are self-applying a internal code of conduct within the company, I should call it. And when those companies are effectively doing what they are saying they do, do, if you apply a certification scheme so that they can prove it is in motion within the company, then with great credibility they can use this in order to gain more customers and so forth. And I'm afraid being right too soon is being wrong. I'm certain that in the decades to come we will see that kind of companies rising and blossoming and providing the services that we all need as customers in order to trust those companies which are pretending they behave in an ethical manner, respecting the environment and the rest of it. So we will see this, but I was too soon on the market, and therefore it is one of my greatest pain, I should call it, because I had to bankrupt the company that was the closest to my heart in terms of what I wanted to succeed. But it did allow me to learn a lot, because you learn more in failures than in blunt success. And it allowed me to build, or write, I should say, a book with my father on ethics and human brains. I mean, how ethical behavior is embedded into our neurons, and I created, I basically wrote the book with my father, and I'm actually writing another one on another subject at the moment that I hope will be ready within a few weeks. So, okay, in a nutshell, this is where I'm coming from. This is what I am today, and this is where I want to. This is what I want to share with you in the near future. My next video will be on coronavirus, and I did a lot of them, earlier on this year. But I think it is now time to understand, the first phase of the pandemic. The next phase, the phase that we are in today, I'll be explaining all of this. I will be coming back on a lot of things that I have said already. So, on this note, may peace be upon you and all citizens of this planet. Peace out.